Our next guest downgraded Alphabet about a year ago on AI's impact on search. He's still got a hold on the stock and a 189 price target. Barton Crockett joins us now. He's a senior research analyst at Rosenblatt. And Barton, first of all, a couple of announcements here. This AI-first video communications platform Deirdre just referenced that Google has announced, it does have shares of Zoom down about 2%. So there's plenty that we need to keep an eye on in terms of their plans here. So in many ways, it feels like we're just beginning.
Certainly, we're at a very early day, and look, I mean, we have a neutral rating on Google, or on Alphabet. And that really balances the risk that we see to sentiment, really initially and over the longer term, to the fundamentals of search, balanced against the tremendous strengths that they have in things like Google Cloud, where a lot of their AI development work is really driving, we think, share gain in the cloud business. So. They're in a transitional point. AI is both good and bad for them, potentially. And we got to see how they navigate through all this stuff, which was, led us to step aside with the neutral rating about a year ago.
Yeah, I want to know more about this Google Beam. They say that it will be able to translate real-time English and Spanish for Google Meet, for instance.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at their presentation as we were waiting to go on, and it's impressive, an impressive demo. There's a lot of impressive demos on AI. I mean, the thing that we see is that there are great capabilities at, OpenAI. There's great capabilities at Meta, Grok. Google had, clear leadership in search, and they don't have, such clear leadership now in this new AI world. There's a lot of people with some great capabilities that are brand new, and so there's a lot really to be shaken out still.
Does it make you more constructive on the stock? Look, they have 400 million users of Gemini. They have Google Beam and a variety of... Look, they own Waymo. Not for nothing are we talking about robo-taxi and more or less trying to catch up to where they are. So, yeah, they have to figure out advertising on the chatbot, but won't they ultimately? Won't everybody ultimately figure that out?
Well, look, I do think that there's a transitional risk both technologically and from the antitrust trial. So a lot of their strength in search comes from their preferred distribution placement on things like the iPhone. And I think the losses, which have been huge, which have been really resounding, could result in some really strict limits on their ability to leverage distribution. So, look, not recommending Google is kind of like tugging on Superman's cape. They're a very strong business in many regards, but the ability for the market to have fear and to put a fearful multiple when there's a secular challenge like this, is also hard to underestimate. So, in our mind, it's all right not to make Google the next place to put your next dollar. There's other ways to play AI. You don't have to go here.